Okay, let's talk about a really painful subject and how to fix it. So many people have an excessive fear of being judged or being criticized. It's one of the most common things. It's actually one of the top three things that damages people's results, holds them back from achieving. So why is this one of the top three? Very simply, very simply, criticism or being judged goes straight to the heart of our self-worth, our value, our belief in ourselves, ultimately. And self-worth is our biggest motivator. It's the root of everything that we want to do. It's the thing that underpins all our goals and our fears, because it's about this is how I should be. This is how I should live. This is the right way of living. It all comes down to the belief about who we are. So while the words self-worth or our value or our self-esteem get bandied around a lot, they're incredibly important because it does come to the fact that it is our biggest motivator and therefore the thing we try to defend more than anything else. So we want to achieve things to feel good, but also we don't want to feel bad about ourselves. We don't want to feel that we are letting ourselves down or not doing what is right in the way we behave. So when people become hyper and excessively fearful of being judged, and it's a very common thing, it happens to millions and millions of people by accident, we do two things commonly. And the term people have sometimes used is become a people pleaser. So when people fear being judged, what they do is often they do the wrong things, meaning things that are not right for them. They do things for other people more than they'll do the right thing for themselves. And this happens in so many different ways. They take the wrong actions. They have the wrong goals. They follow what other people say is the right thing to do rather than what they know is the right thing to do. So they do the wrong things to please others so they don't get judged, they don't get criticized. Or what they do is they do nothing at all because they fear the consequences of taking a particular action, what will people say about it. So now the interesting thing, this doesn't happen in every part of someone's life. Most people, it's selected to certain areas. But the more you have this problem, the more these two things show up. So people pleasing or not doing things because of the fear of what people will say is incredibly strong. But the crazy thing is we usually learn this as children. And this is when people think, I'm going to have to do loads and loads of therapy. And no, it's not true. It's actually quite simple to solve. But it comes usually from childhood and wanting to be accepted and loved by our parents or other significant adults in our lives at that time. And the amount of time I work with people who said, my parents never said they were proud of me, or no matter what I did, I was never good enough. And all of these things about being good enough or wanting to be loved and accepted can be the creator. Now, not always the case. And sometimes, many of my clients don't know, or I start to explain it when we have our first little brief chat. And they say, I think it comes from, I think it's about my dad. And who knows where it comes from? It doesn't matter where it comes from because it's actually a process that you've carried with you into your adult life, which is affecting things that it was never meant to deal with. So situations as a child that you were trying possibly to get approval for, perhaps it was a group of people that you were in, perhaps you got bullied, perhaps you had none of this and you don't know why, but you still have it. All of these things usually have absolutely nothing to do with our business and careers and things you're doing now, because it was started years ago. And it's very common. Most common thing people said, I've done this all my life. That doesn't matter. It's not about how long you've been doing it. What I want to point out is it creates hugely damaging effects now because you're still using the thinking from a childhood perspective to do with your business, career, income, and everything else that's important to you. So the well-intentioned thinking as a child, how do I get love? How do I get accepted into the group? How do I get approval? Stops us from achieving what we should be achieving as an adult. We easily could be achieving as an adult. And the good thing is, if you have a conflict about this, thinking you're holding yourself back, you're not doing what you could do, it's because the real you's in there saying, come on, you can do this. Stop being fearful of what other people are going to say or you think they're going to say. And one of the interesting things, I say, who are you worried about? Who is it that you're concerned about? And a very common answer is, I don't really know, or everyone. So it's not a specific person. Can be. But from something that started possibly with someone specific or a group of people from your past or perhaps in your teenage years, what's happening now is it's sort of like this general they, possibly the whole world, but you don't really know who you're being judged by. So it could be someone halfway around the other side of the world. Your brain's going, but what would they think? And they don't know you. They don't care. They've never met you. They don't know about what you're doing. But your brain still goes, that's a threat. That's dangerous. Because we don't want to feel bad because people criticize us. So if you think, oh, this is you, the thing you need to do to start to break it, because it only takes a few weeks to break this. It really does. It's not like you have to be in therapy for years. It's a process you turn off. It's a process you change. You have to say, yeah, that's me. I do that. I'm a people pleaser. I'm so scared of what people are going to say. I hold myself back. And it's costing me in real results. But it's actually in your head from your childhood. So we try and make ourselves feel good inside ourselves while we're damaging real results, which actually are there to make us feel good. So it's all a bit of a mess, but it's actually quite easy to fix and it takes about 4 weeks. 4 weeks is a predictable thing that we say to our clients. Give us 4 weeks with you. We can turn this thinking off that accidentally got created when you were a kid, probably when you were a child, may not be. And then let's just turn it off so you can get on with doing what you know you're capable of doing. So if it's you going, yeah, that's me, I do that. I'm a people pleaser, or I hold back. Send us an email. Say, hey, I need some help. That's me. Or even just directly book in a call and let's have a chat, because we're not here to judge. We don't judge. We don't criticize. We understand it. It's just a process that you're accidentally using. So let us help you turn it off. I hope to speak to you soon.